This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's newsletter, Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter for June 1, 2023. This, the 11th issue of the 27th year of publication of Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter, provides multiple articles on how to deal with insurance fraud in the United States. It is the source for all insurance fraud professionals and begins with steal from the government, go to jail. A new statute required sentencing review in The People versus Howard Oliver. The California Court of Appeals on May 12, 2023 dealt with Mr. Oliver's appeal from the judgment entered after a jury convicted him of conspiracy to cheat and defraud Medi-Cal fraud, grand theft, false and fraudulent claims, insurance fraud, and 4 counts of tax evasion for 2012 through 2015. Oliver was sentenced to an aggregate sentence of 7 years, 8 months in prison and ordered to pay over $2.85 million in restitution. On appeal, his sentence was remanded back to the trial court because of a new statute to reconsider the 7-year, 8-month sentence. You can read the full article and the full issue of Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter for June 1, 2023 at the link provided with this blog posting. Then we have an article with more of the McClenny, Mosley and Associates issues with Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter's 7th installment of the saga of MMA and its problems with the federal courts in the state of Louisiana, and what appears to be an effort to profit from what some magistrate and district judges, as well as the Department of Insurance, indicate may be criminal conduct to profit from insurance claims relating to hurricane damage to the public of the state of Louisiana. You can read the following 7th installment at the link provided in the blog. Then there's an article on dealing with questionable documents, because bogus receipts and the need for confirmation of purchase are closely connected. Guidelines applicable to both are suggested to avoid fraudulent claims. The guidelines are in a certain order, and it is suggested that a by-the-numbers approach be followed so that the investigation can be most effective and successful. This order is suggested because the claims person will be establishing and preserving certain evidence that will be difficult for the insured to dispute as the handling and investigation involves. You could read the full article at the blog as set forth in the link in the blog. Then there's good news from the Coalition Against Insurance Fraud with multiple reports of convictions, including a conviction of Connie Jo Clampett, who, after initially pleading not guilty, was found guilty of over $7 million in medical insurance fraud. Clampett has since pleaded guilty, and both she and her partner, Terrence Bernard, were indicted for health care fraud. You can read about this and the many more convictions from the coalition at the link to the full article. Then there's an article including health insurance fraud convictions, starting with a Boston man who was sentenced to 2 years in prison for health benefit fraud. Fernando Mateos Valenzuela, 69, of Hyde Park, Massachusetts, was sentenced on May 24, 2023 in federal court in Boston for using a stolen identity to fraudulently obtain government assistance benefits. Valenzuela was sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Leo T. Sorokin to 2 years and 1 day in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Valenzuela was also ordered to pay restitution of $29,051 to the Department of Unemployment Assistance and $7,230 to the Department of Transitional Assistance. You could read about this and dozens more convictions at the link to the full article and the full newsletter. Next is an article on other insurance fraud convictions, starting with the conviction of a Yucaipa, California driver and his wife who were sentenced after they posted YouTube videos of their intentional collisions. Christopher Phelps, 40, of Yucaipa, California, and his wife Kimberly Phelps, 40, were sentenced after pleading no contest to felony counts of insurance fraud, child abuse, and assault with a deadly weapon. This came after a Department of Insurance investigation revealed the couple caused collisions in an attempt to collect undeserved insurance payouts. You can read about this and many more convictions at the link provided in the blog post. And now it's time to subscribe to Locals or Substack, publications by Barry Zalma, where I have published on locals.com many videos and 2 webinars on the Excellence in Claims Handling program. I've also published on substack.com videos and webinars of the Excellence in Claims Handling program, available only to subscribers who pay the very small fee of $50 a year. The subscribers have access to all the videos and a webinar on the examination under oath, a tool available to insurers to thoroughly investigate claims and work to defeat fraud, among others. The videos start with the history of insurance and work their way through various types of insurance and how to obtain and deal with insurance claims. Subscribe and receive the videos limited to subscribers to Excellence in Claims Handling at locals.com and at publications on my Substack publications. You can also go to the podcast Zalma on Insurance and see podcasts of various free articles on insurance claims, and insurance fraud. This video was adapted from my blog post on Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter for June 1, 2023, and is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zalma.com/blog or clicks on the links to the PDF of Volume 27, Issue Number 11 for June 1, 2023. If you found this video to be useful and informative, please tell your friends and colleagues so that they can also subscribe to the video and to the blog posting, as well as to Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter. Thank you for your attention.